So welcome back to another episode, and welcome to my weird game stuff. Now, I do a lot of episodes where I talk about new game stuff or kind of cool old games from the past, but never anything too weird, per se. And over the years, I've bought and acquired some things that are rather strange in my video game collection. I'm going to show them all today, and even hang out to the end because they're weirder and stranger as we go. I think some of you will be a little shocked, and I have a few funny stories to go along with these. So, let us start with the first weird game thing that I have acquired. And I acquired this, I think about a year and a bit ago now. And it just showed up, and it showed up from Xbox Canada. And I was like, what is this massive box? It showed up right here, and I'm like, okay, and it's like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and I'm like, okay, I know of that game, but I don't play it. Why are they sending this to me? And it was really unusual. I didn't know how unusual it was gonna be until I opened it up. So I opened it up, I started kind of looking through this, and I'm like, what's going on? So there was a copy of the game, it's all used now. I'm like, okay, and then there's like a little cantina thing going on here. I'm like, okay, those things are kind of fun. But there was this, I'm like, why do we need this huge box? And then all of a sudden I started pulling out this. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So what this is, and I'll click my fingers and show you, is a full ghillie suit. And this is when I realized that things have gone too far in the video gaming world. I was like, why are you sending me this? What do you want me to do with this? I don't have a sniping background, but last week I decided to do something for you guys. I decided to go and test this ghillie suit and see if it really worked. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater style.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my love.
What am I doing with my life? Now, my next strange game item is a bit of a story, so hang out to the end of this because it has a humorous ending, or does it? You decide for sure. Now, one day I was sitting at home and UPS came, and guess what they didn't do? They didn't deliver the package. They have one job, they never seem to do it. There's always a slip on your door or on your mailbox, and you're like, I was here. Why didn't you like ring me up or anything like that? Always happens with UPS. I mean, I swear to God. So I get the slip and I'm already kind of annoyed. I'm like, okay, so, you know, where do I got to pick this up from? And it's like, oh, we've redirected your package to a laptop store. I'm like, okay, but you can't pick it up till tomorrow. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just like, and I'm already kind of like just agitated. I'm like, fine, I'll go and get it tomorrow. So the next day comes and I'm like, you know, I could drive down to the store, but I think what I'll do is I'll do a walk. I'll walk down there, you know, get a little bit of air, you know, be a little healthy. So I grab the slip and I start walking about 25-minute walk down the road. And I'm like, as I'm walking, I'm like, oh man, I'm already regretting doing this after like 15 minutes. I'm like, no, this is a good thing. So I get to the laptop store. I'm about to walk in, and there's another guy with a slip who walks in before me, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a busy day, you know, everybody wants their packages. So I walk in, and this laptop store is a dual store. So there's a laptop store in the back, and there's like a phone accessory place right there as well. And the guy who's working the phone accessory place is standing right there, and there's also a UPS worker right there. So I get in, and the person in front of me is like, oh, hey, where's the guy in the back for the laptop store because I have a package? And the guy's like, oh, he's not here yet. And I just want to be clear, the laptop place opens at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is 12 o'clock, and he hasn't shown up. Unreal. And I just want to say, this guy is sketchy as hell. He kind of just shows up whenever he wants to. I have dealt with him before. I've been in there and I'm like, this guy, there's something up with this guy for sure. So anyways, the guy in front of me with the slip, he turns to the phone guy and says, hey, has he shown up yet? And the guy's like, no, he hasn't shown up yet. And I'm like, what the? And I'm starting to get like really mad. I'm like, I walked all this way and the guy can't even be bothered to show up. I'm like, why is he a UPS drop-off place? You know, what's the deal with that? And so the UPS lady says to me, she's like, oh, did your package arrive today? I probably haven't. And I said, no, it's from yesterday. And she's like, well, I can't do anything for you. I'm like, okay. And I don't know what it was. I think it's because I didn't eat. And I just had, did a long walk. And I suddenly went super lightheaded. And all of this adrenaline and anger fueled up inside of me. I know I'm the happy console gamer, but man, do I get really fired up at times. And all of a sudden, I kind of lost it. And the guy in front of me with his slip, he kind of leaves. And I just stood there in complete disbelief that I walked all the way to this place and the guy couldn't even show up. And so I just turned to the the phone guy, and I'm like, unbelievable. I said, it's a fucking guy, and I was referring to the guy who didn't show up, and I just turned around and I walked out and I walked home, and I was just so angry. I was so mad. And I don't even understand. Like, let me tell you something. I don't even know why I was that mad. It exploded in my mind. And so I get home and I'm just pissed about this. I'm like, I spent a bit of my time to go there. The guy can't even show up. I'm like, okay, whatever. All day I was so annoyed at it. It was so dumb. And then my wife comes home and she has to go out and do a few things. And so I said, listen, there's this package. It wasn't there. I explained everything that happened. I said, I lost my mind. I said, you've got to go in there and get this package, because if I go in, I'm going to go nut. I'm going to explode and go crazy. And I said, please go in and get this package. Trust me, guys, there's something funny coming. So I pull up and she goes in, and I don't even know what this item is. I don't even know who it's sent by. And so she comes out and she's got this box. So she hands me the package and I'm like, what is this? And on top of the package, she's like, it says stress balls. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it must be some item. It must be some item. And they call it stress balls to maybe push it through the border or something like that. It was a cheap way to get out of actually naming what it is. I don't even know. I'm like, no, nobody would send me stress balls, and I don't need them. So, this is the weirdest thing I have ever had happen. I really, honestly was shocked when I opened this up. So I'm like, oh, this is my view when I opened it up the first time. I was like, is this some joke? Like, what is this? I'm like, is this some joke? And I reached in and I grabbed one of the bananas and it says Super Monkey Ball. And they're stress relievers. And it was the funniest thing because I was so angry. And as a promotional thing for the new Super Monkey Ball, they sent me all of these. I'll bring them all out. This is oh my, this, I'll just dump them on the goddamn table. Look at this. All of these stressed bananas. I need them. I need them to keep my stress levels down. And also, here we go. This fell out too. A copy of Super Monkey Ball. Banana Blitz High Definition. I mean, this, honestly, after being such a hot-headed, stupid guy, this made me laugh at myself like no tomorrow. I was like, grab these things. I'm like, I need to squeeze these things to relieve all of my stress. I have all this bent-up anger in me. And it's so funny. So, this is my chance to say thank you to Sega for sending this over. What a funny way to receive it. And what a funny way from going from being super angry to receiving a promotional item that I needed at that very moment. And made me question my own sanity, so that's a funny one. Now, this is a weird item that I must admit I really, really like. And you don't see items like this made too much anymore. I've never seen an item like this since, I think this is nearly 19 years ago that this item was released. This is a fun one because for any of you out there who are fans of Lunar or Lunar, I love this game on the Sega CD. It's an RPG. It was translated by Working Designs. They took a few liberties back then with the translations, but you know, you had to appreciate this game. And then we got the remakes, remasters with Lunar 1 and Lunar 2 on the PS1. Now, for Lunar 2, a very interesting pre-order item was available, and I did not pick this up the day it was released, but I was able to buy it later on, even though it says this is a promotional item, not for resale. Man, I bought it in a used video game store. Here it is. Look at this. This is the item. This is the strangest thing ever. It is a punching puppet of the main bad guy, and his name is Galleon. Does anybody remember this item? And I'm gonna take this out. I haven't taken this out in so many years. Okay, I have released the Kraken. No, I've released the puppet. Look at this thing. This is too funny. How do you even work these things? Here we go. I got it. Look at this. Look at this punching thing. Can I even get that focused? Look at this. Hey, watch it. Ow. Ah. So stupid. This is the funniest. And do you know what? I decided to take it out of the packaging because you know what? Life is too short. You gotta open these things up and have a little bit of fun. You know, box the neighbor's cat or something like that. This is fun. This is really fun. And, you know, Working Designs really did some interesting things back then, and I really appreciate the puppet. Now, there also, if you look on the back right there, there was another puppet of Alex, the main character, and that was supposed to be released for the PC release of the game, and guess what? They never released that puppet. So you could never live the battle that you always wanted to live. This is insanity. This is pretty fun though, isn't it? And this is a weird video game item though. You know, you got a punching puppet of the, hey, calm down, of the main character, of the main bad guy from Lunar. I think that's really a lot of fun. Now, last but not least is my last strange video game item right here. And I showed this, oh my God, nearly 10 years ago on the show. I did an unboxing of this when it was first released. This was like a promotional item released by Capcom. I was able to buy a copy online. I was very happy to track this down. And it's for Final Fight Double Impact. This was a kind of a re-release of Final Fight, the old beat-em-up game by Capcom back in 2010. Now, what's fascinating about this item is that you open it up, and the t-shirt is not the weird thing. The t-shirt is very, very cool. This is I think it's yeah, Real X Mike Hager. That's one of the characters from Final Fight, and so that's a great shirt. I love the shirt. Very tough to get back in here. Next up is Final Fight Double Impact. This is the soundtrack. Hopefully I can get that over to you guys there. This is the soundtrack on cassette. On cassette. They really did this. They really did this. I think this is awesome. So far, pretty normal stuff. Where this is something that I thought was wild back then and wild now. Now, this is to do with a character called Poison. A lot of you guys will know that character from Final Fight because there was a lot of controversy about the character. So when Final Fight was brought over here, and you're beating up Poison, a female character in the game, there was a lot of people that said, hey, this is terrible. You're promoting violence against women. You shouldn't have this in a video game. And the creators of the game go, oh, no. It's okay. It's not a woman. It's a man. I still like promoting violence against anybody is good. It's too funny that they would use that as a scapegoat. That would make it okay. So this makes this item even stranger. This is Poison Hairspray. Poison Hairspray. Now, this is pretty wild, especially in the time period that we're all living in now. I don't think Capcom would ever make an item like this, so that's why this is under the unusual, So it's called temporary hair color for men, women, and everything in between. Man, there'd be a lot of people yelling and screaming about that now. It's pretty wild that this item was released, and I'm not gonna crack that open, but too unbelievable, eh? Very, very unusual how things 10 years ago they could get away with like saying something like that, where now everybody'd be in uproar about it. So that's the last of the strange video game items I had today, and I think that some of these have been super fun. The Ghillie Suit, the goddamn stress bananas. I needed those. I still need those. The poison hairspray, the galleon puppets, for beating up your cat with. Lots of fun things. I may do some more of these in the future. If you do like the episode, give it a like. And anyways, guys, until next time.